All right, welcome everyone to Americans Talk FPL Game Week 25. I'm your co-host Barat.
And I'm Jason.
And just real quickly, we've been doing this for about nearly 2 decades now, and we decided to spread our knowledge on YouTube, help you guys get green arrows.
Yeah, been rivals for a while now, but we're willing to share all the secrets we have to get everyone green arrows.
All right.
Now, obviously, show's called Americans Talk FPL. Right now here in America, everyone's preparing for the Super Bowl.
That's right.
But not us. We're down in our basement. No. We're researching. We're analyzing. We're looking for any way to get you guys green arrows at all right now. Checking out the outside world.
I need green arrows. I need it.
I mean, you really do. Like, you haven't had them in a while. You're going to draw right now.
Let's move on. Yeah, dude, this is I'm Mr. Red Arrow right now. I think this is our 3rd YouTube week and 3 in a row red, all for me.
Yeah, so I'm going to rip your squad apart real quick if you don't mind.
Please.
So, obviously, you captained Sadio Mane. You limped off injured after a few minutes in the first of 2 matches, which was very unfortunate.
Yeah, really terrible.
Yeah, for a lot of people, this is bad luck. Moving on, I know you said your son pick was a heart overhead. Obviously, he scored against Norwich, which is nice.
He got
how do you
that
feel
goal.
about him going forward? What's your plan?
This is terrible, man. Everton, their fixtures look terrible. Son, his fixtures don't look good. I might be team wildcard pretty soon.
Yeah, going to get out Everton assets with their bad fixtures coming up.
I might keep Calvert-Lewin, but probably not because there's so many other good budget strikers like Mopai. Yeah. So probably not. I'll probably be out of Calvert-Lewin. I got plenty of points from him, both fantasy and he increased my price squad. So.
Right. Yeah. The other Liverpool assets, Alexander-Arnold and Firmino, they did what we thought they were going to do, and they scored right there.
Triple up on Liverpool all day, green.
Had to do it.
Yeah.
One thing I want to point out, Nick Pope on your bench again, 2 weeks in a row with double-digit hauls that did nothing for you. How do you feel about that?
Super unfortunate. This guy's the reason why I didn't pick Allison, and he performs again, and I leave him on the bench again. This guy is really outperforming this season.
Yeah, I can't say much because I did the exact same thing. But, he had tough fixtures, but he performed well in them, so good on him.
Yeah. my first week under 500,000 feels absolutely terrible. And
yeah, I can't imagine what that feels like. It's probably
all right, let's move on to your squad then, Mr.
All right, let's look at it.
He got Mr. 150K.
That's a lot of green arrows again. Kind of like it.
Mr. Salah balled it up.
Yeah, Salah. Obviously, last week I said if I had the choice between Mane and Salah, I'm going Salah. He came through. Mane, bad luck, but Salah still had to perform, and he did.
Yeah, you definitely had the right choice there with the Salah versus Mane. It was definitely like a 50-50. The whole everyone in FPL, that was like the main talking point, and Salah came out on top there.
Yep.
And then a big McCarthy with the clean sheet, someone we talked about on our original show who was on our watch list, from watch list to team.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely doing well. Not as well as Pope, obviously, but at least I can say I got something from him.
Then you got the I don't work out but look at my biceps Traore.
Wait, you're talking about Traore or me?
Nah, I'm talking about Adam. I'm talking about Mr. La Masia. Mr. Speedster. Consistent. It don't matter if he's against Liverpool. He's still got points.
Yeah, pretty much fixture proof. Most big chances for any midfielder over the past few weeks. The guy's a monster, really, and he's only 5.8.
Yeah, overall, great week for you. I think you open up over a 50-point lead on me now. Really unfortunate.
Maybe next week we'll all be talking from the top 100K. Who knows?
Definitely possible. It doesn't seem like you're too far out from there. Excellent season so far. I gotta catch up though. I'm gonna catch up.
Yeah, there's a lot of season left. A lot of chips to use. See what happens.
All right, let's move on to just overall 24 recap. Obviously, Mane is injured. We'll talk a little bit later on the show who to replace. As we already talked about, Liverpool with big points. Don't matter whether you got the defense because they got that clean sheet. You got Firmino, he got that goal. You got Salah, he got the assist and the penalty. All green arrows there.
Yep.
Then you can't stop Mr. Aguero.
Nope, didn't even start the match. Still scored anyways. Doesn't matter.
This is
guys on fire right now.
This is the king right here. This is Kun Aguero.
Yeah, up to 12.0. A little high price, but I think he's worth it.
All right. Then Leicester with the big win with Perez.
Yep, AOZ Perez, pretty good budget option for that midfield. Played well, got some points. I think he looks like a pretty good option, and then otherwise, team I don't really want to invest in right now in Leicester.
Yeah.
They did lose Vardy in that match, but he's okay. He played in the FA Cup, so he's not out for any time, but still, I'm going to get out of him as soon as I can.
All right, and go ahead and talk about Grealish, too.
Yeah, Jack Grealish looking great right now. He's got some decent points for the last few weeks, which wasn't captured in FPL, was his FA Cup performance against Leicester. He pulled all the strings in Aston Villa's upset win. Got an assist in that match, was pretty much involved in everything good. He has good fixtures coming up, couldn't be in better form. I'm a Grealish fan. He's going to my team right now.
For sure. Then we got news about the game week blanks.
Yeah, so Gameweek 28, we got some blanks announced. Man City, Aston Villa, Arsenal, and Sheffield United. A lot of Fantasy Premier League assets going to be sitting that one out, which is unfortunate. But it does mean a double game week for those assets as well, probably sometime down the line. Those have not been announced yet. One note on that. For those of you who might be thinking about using your free hit for that Gameweek 28, I would probably advise saving it for what may be a worse week in Game Week 31. That's what it's looking like right now for FA Cup. So I'd save that for now and see how it plays out. I would not steer away from Man City, Villa, Arsenal assets right now because they're getting pretty expensive. They're rising in price, and I would just write out that one blank if I had to and keep those nice assets.
Agreed. All four teams are they got some, either they got good schedules or they got great form, one or the other. So yeah, let's move on. Moved on a little too fast there.
All right, slow down.
Quick look at the schedule here. Big games coming up for Liverpool, all greens.
Yeah, Liverpool couldn't ask for more. They're in form. They got the fixtures. Just invest and don't think about it too much.
And then Newcastle, they got a long stretch here of all greens. I got someone on my watch list who I'll talk about a little bit later. Sheffield United, too, doing well.
Yeah, they got some nice fixtures. Most of us have Lundstrom in our teams at this point. Obviously, you're just going to stick it out with him and keep going. Dean Henderson's a keeper who's got a lot of points this season. He's another great option if you want to double up on that defense.
Yeah. And Southampton's, they've positives for them, both defense and forwards.
Yeah, Danny Ings obviously in crazy form right now. We already talked some budget options like Alex McCarthy and that. Against Liverpool this week's going to be not great, but then after that they have a lot of green coming up.
All right. Let's move on, take a quick look at this watch list. Obviously, Aguero's been on this. Everyone kind of knows. We've been talking about him. Plenty of goals.
Yeah, the only problem is actually getting him in your team at that high of a price, but I've been making some moves to make it happen.
And then Watford has been big for us recently, even though their form hasn't shown the results yet. Other than Troy Deeney, right?
Troy Deeney, he's getting a lot of big chances, creating a lot of chances, and he's putting the chances away. He's bringing home the fantasy points and delivering on his underlying stats, so he's a monster right now. If you need a budget forward, it's hard to find one better than him at 6.3.
The new on the list is going to be some Arsenal players. We got Aubameyang coming back from his red. This guy's got 9 goals away from home this season. Arteta, this guy's really. I think this guy's about to change Arsenal. I think they'll be big this second half of the season. I'll be definitely taking a look at them, and if not having them on my team. Martinelli at 4.5 with a huge late goal against Chelsea. Even with that early red card, don't matter. They still 2-2 on Chelsea. Obviously, we talked about the speedster Traore and Jimenez. These guys look fixture-proof, in my opinion.
Yeah, with Wolverhampton, I think they're just set up to play well against the bigger clubs. So even though their fixtures look pretty bad, I feel like Traore and Jimenez in particular are just kind of fixture-proof at this point. I would invest in them and not be too worried about it.
Then new on the list is going to be Lloris. He's back from injury. Tottenham's form's been poor, but just someone to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, we got Trossard too.
Yeah, 5.8. He's another budget midfielder. Same price as Traore. Between the two, I'd go Traore. But Brighton do have some nice fixtures, so if you want to get invested in that team, Trossard's a great option.
All right. So then you want to talk about your Game Week 25 checklist here?
Yeah, so we have 5 ways you're going to get green arrows in Game Week 25.
Tell me about it.
Number 1, if you have Sadio Mane, obviously you got to get an alternative at this point. Easy one is Mane to Salah if you didn't have him already.
That's exactly what I did, man.
Yeah,
I was mad, and I just went straight to Salah as soon as the Mane got injured. I didn't even wait.
Yeah. It's always risky with injury, but you avoid any price rises that way at least.
Now tell me about this Aguero and Aubameyang, man. I need them green arrows.
Obviously you got to get at least one of them in. Right now, I think another way, if you have Mane and you had Salah for that double game week, you can downgrade Mane to like a more affordable midfielder like a Grealish, then upgrade a striker to Aguero or Aubameyang. Aubameyang has the fixtures coming up. He looked in pretty good form before that. Aguero's fixtures aren't as good, but he's fixture-proof. He's a more premium option with price. It might be harder to get Aguero in. But if you could choose one, you got to go Aguero.
Nice. Next up, keep it coming, man. Keep it coming.
Next up, we got Leicester and Man United. I'm getting out of them. Man United obviously just signed Bruno Fernandes. It'll be interesting to see how they play with an actual number 10 in there now. But for me, I'm taking a hands-off approach until they kind of get settled in and get things figured out. See if Bruno's a great asset on himself or he just improves other assets around him, such as Anthony Martial.
Okay. So you're not big on Martial at all right now, huh?
I like the player, I just don't like the team around him right now.
Okay.
And fixtures are a little rough, so I just hold off. There's better options to go for in the meantime.
All right, and then Everton, we kind of said avoid, right?
Yeah, their upcoming fixtures don't look great. I like the team. They have good players at good prices, but just with those fixtures, I'm going to be wary and move on to someone else.
So if you had someone like a Calvert-Lewin, would you hold or would you sell?
It's a tough one because he's so cheap and very productive. I'm more in on Everton's attack than their defense for these fixtures. But if I had to choose, I'd probably go with like a Troy Deeney, Danny Ings combination instead of Calvert-Lewin if I had the choice.
Yeah, exactly. Now tell me about these 3 teams, though.
All right, so 3 teams on the rise that have a lot of good budget options. Watford, Brighton, Southampton. They all have some pretty great fixtures coming up. Watford, you want to stick with the attack. Troy Deeney's the one to get. I know in the past we recommended Ismail Sarr, but he's still injured with his hamstring injury. I would take a wait-and-see approach and not rush him in yet, so let's just hold off on that. Brighton, you can go defense or offense. Leandro Trossard in midfield, Neil Maupay up top, Matt Ryan in net's a pretty good value. Defensively, you can go for like a Shane Duffy or a Lewis Dunk and be happy with that. Southampton, we already covered their keeper, Alex McCarthy, a great budget option. And then Danny Ings, obviously the forward in form right now for Southampton, who I think is a must-have in your team. Another option, if you were looking for the guy on penalties most often, is James Ward-Prowse. That's kind of more of a differential option, though.
Okay. All right, so now let's move on. Let's move on to the last thing here. Our final 3 recommendations for the week. I've got, obviously, Mr. Mo Salah. He's on fire. He's got that penalty and that assist. Liverpool's almost unbeatable right now. these guys are going to set records, and Salah's going to be leading that attack for at least for this week. Next is going to be Aubameyang. I already talked about his goal scoring record away from home. I expect him to continue that, and he's got 2 home games after, so all good there. And last one's going to be Jamal Lascelles. This guy's going to be your enabler at 4.2 in the defense. Newcastle's, they got plenty of strong fixtures coming up, and I think that Newcastle in general is going to be a team I'm looking out for. I got my man Gucci Headband St. Max. The dude had an assist. We'll see what he does the rest of the time in his Premier League debut.
If they awarded fantasy points for being really entertaining on the pitch, I think he would be number 1.
For sure, this guy is a treat, man.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. I love him.
Yeah. All right, move on. Your squad.
So looking ahead, what are my top 3 recommendations for these next few fixtures? Number 1, going to be Liverpool in general. They got strong fixtures ahead. They got the form. They have players all over the pitch who are performing. I think you got to have Mo Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold at the very least. Put them in. Don't think about it too much. Second, I'm going to go with 2 kind of like enabler midfielders and strikers. Good prices that are going to perform more like high-end performers in Danny Ings and Jack Grealish. Right now, they're both in form. They both have fixtures. I like both. And what they're really going to help us do is enable your premium striker, who you're going to go with either Sergio Aguero or Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So, like you mentioned, Aubameyang's got good fixtures. He looked like he was in good form before the red card, and he's a cheaper price. But I'm going to sell you on Aguero real quick and why I think you have to go for him.
Yeah, let me know.
So this season, he's played roughly half the minutes of Aubameyang so far, but he still has more penalty box touches, more goals, more shots in the box. His chances per minute are off the charts right now. Past 3 weeks, I think he's scored about 6 goals already. It doesn't matter if he's starting or coming off the bench. He's going to score. He's on penalties. The guy's out of control right now. At 12.0, he's definitely worth it. I think you got to go with Aguero no matter what. That's my number 1 premium striker right now.
For sure. I think you definitely sold me there. Only problem is that 12.0, man.
Yeah, I say if you can't get him in, Aubameyang's a good consolation prize, but I'd try to get Aguero in. Do what you can.
And then again, you don't really care about that they're blanking on game week 28.
No, I think I'm fine with that. I can roll with my subs at that point, and then that means Aguero's going to get a double game week, so you're looking at maybe a triple captain situation at that point, so we'll see what happens when it all shakes out.
All right. I think that's about it for this game week preview. Join us next week, obviously. If you enjoy the content, please give us a like. Please subscribe. We want to hear from you in the comments. I need to hear about your green arrows. I need to hear about how you picked up Aguero and you got all these goals coming in. I need to hear about your McCarthy clean sheets. Let us know.
If you have questions, we're here to answer them for you. If
For
you want
sure.
good answers, you'll come to me. If you're looking more for red arrows, it's more B-Rod's specialty. So
I've been red arrows recently, but that's gonna change. I promise you, dude.
All right, we'll see.
I got Salah on the squad now. It should be good.
All right.
I might be wild carding pretty soon, maybe even next week. So then that might even bring more green arrows.
Yeah, coming up in these next few weeks, we're gonna have chips that are gonna start coming into play. So we'll start strategizing over those.
Exactly. We're still in the first half of the second half of the season, if you get it. But that last quarter is when the real chips start dropping, right?
Yeah. Once you get some of the double game weeks, the blank game weeks, that's when you can really make up some ground or fall.
Yeah,
further.
this is what's gonna separate people from 100K to 500K.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, that's all for now. Take care, guys.
Till next time.
See ya.